Welcome back to another 40 facts about the 40k universe. I am your host Gershwan and you are watching One Mind Syndicate. Today we continue the awesome facts about the Horus Heresy. This is the part 2, so if you have not seen the part 1, I would recommend you click on the link which is going to take you to part 1. But today we're going to continue telling you about what happened to Horus during his visions, and also we're going to get into the Isstvan 3 atrocities. So without further ado, let's get into the facts. Fact number 1. The vision Horus witnessed during the supposed healing was a true vision of the future, provided by the Chaos Gods, the vision of the Imperium as it is in the 41st millennium. Fact number 2. Magnus the Red, the Sorcerer Primarch of the Thousand Sons Legion, foresaw Horus's actions through his own use of psychic sorcery, and traveled into the warp via the same sorcery to try and stop Horus from turning to chaos. He tried to explain to Horus that the War Master's vision was only one of many possible futures, but one that Horus alone could prevent. Fact number 3. The use of sorcery was forbidden to all Space Marines and Primarchs by the dictates of the Council of Nicaea. Fact number 4. Horus did not take his brother's warning and made a pact with the Chaos Gods. They simply said, "Give us the Emperor and we will give you the galaxy." Fact number 5. The Chaos Gods healed Horus's wound and filled him with the powers of the warp. Renouncing his oath to the Emperor, Horus renamed his legion the Sons of Horus and converted them to the worship of the Chaos Gods in the form of Chaos Undivided. Fact number 6. Horus set out to convert his Primarch brothers. The first to follow Horus were Angron of the World Eaters, Fulgrim of the Emperor's Children, and Mortion of the Death Guard. Fact number 7. Along with the Space Marine legions corrupted by chaos, many regiments of the Imperial Army and several Titan legions of the Adeptus Mechanicus converted to chaos. Fact number 8. Magnus then attempted to forewarn the Emperor of the impending betrayal of his favorite son. The Primarch used his sorcery to send a message that penetrated the potent psychic defenses of the Imperial Palace on Terra, shattering all psychic wards the Emperor had placed on the palace, including those within his secret project in the Imperial dungeons, where he was proceeding with the creation of the human extension into the webway. The Emperor was pissed. Fact number 9. Refusing to believe that Horus would actually betray him, the Emperor instead mistakenly perceived the traitor to be Magnus and his 1,000 sons, who had long suffered from a near debilitating run of mutations because of the instability of Magnus's own genome, as well as being practitioners of sorcery. Fact number 10. The Emperor ordered the Primarch Lemanrus, Magnus's greatest rival, to mobilize his Space Wolves Legion and the Witch Hunters, known as the Sisters of Silence, and take Magnus into custody, to be returned to Terra to stand trial for violating the Council of Nicaea. Fact number 11. While en route to the Thousand Sons homeworld of Prospero, Horus convinced Russ, who had always been repelled by Magnus's reliance on psychic powers, to launch a full assault on Prospero, even though Magnus had been entirely willing to face the Emperor's judgment. Fact number 12. The planet of Isstvan 3 declared independence from the Imperium, and the Council of Terra charged Horus with retaking the world, primarily its capital, the Coral City. Fact number 13. The Imperial Planetary Governor of Isstvan 3, Vardus Pral, had been corrupted by the Chaos God Slanesh, whose cultists had long been active on the world. Fact number 14. Horus had 4 legions under his direct command: the Sons of Horus, the World Eaters, the Death Guard, and the Emperor's Children, but there were still some loyalist elements within each of these legions that approximately took up 1/3 of each force. Fact number 15. Many of the loyal Marines were Terran-born Space Marines who had been directly recruited into the Astartes legions by the Emperor himself before being reunited with their Primarchs during the Great Crusade. Fact number 16. Horus had a plan to destroy all the remaining loyalist elements of the legions under his command. He amassed his troops in the Isvan system. His plan would ultimately unfold into the nightmare of what Imperial scholars would later name the Isvan III atrocity. Fact number 17. After a lengthy bombardment of Isvan III, Horus dispatched all the known loyalist Astartes down to the planet. The Marines recaptured the Coral City, but then were betrayed by Horus as he let out a cascade of terrible virus bombs onto the world. Fact number 18. 8 billion civilians died almost all at once as the lethal flesh-dissolving virus called the Life Eater, carried by the bombs, infected every living thing on the planet. That is more people than what currently exists on Earth. Fact number 19. The psychic shock of so many deaths all at once shrieked through the warp, briefly obscuring even the Astronomica. Fact number 20. Captain Saul Tarvitz of the Emperor's Children discovered the plot to wipe out the loyalist Astartes of the traitor legions. He was able, with the help of Battle Captain Nathaniel Garro of the Death Guard, who was in command of the Death Guard frigate Einstein, to reach the surface of Isvan III and warn the loyalist Space Marines. We interrupt this broadcast to say thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for all the support that you have been showing the previous videos. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And of course, I hope your painting is going well. I hope you're painting what you love to paint and you're not painting one of your friends' models because your friend is a lazy bum. But thank you so much for watching, and let's continue with the facts. Fact number 21. Those Astartes that heard or passed on Tarvitz's warning took shelter before the virus bomb struck. Fact number 22. The Primarch of the World Eaters, Angron, realizing that the virus bomb had not been fully effective at eliminating all loyalists, flew into a rage and hurled himself at the planet with 50 companies of traitor marines. Discarding tactics and strategy, the World Eaters under his command worked themselves into a frenzy of mindless butchery. Horus was obligated to reinforce Angron with troops from the other traitorous marines. Fact number 23. 70 loyalists of the Death Guard Legion and the Imperial Saint Euphrates Keeler, led by Battle Captain Garro, escaped Isvan III aboard the damaged Imperial frigate Einstein and fled to Terra through the Immaterium to warn the Emperor that Horus had turned traitor. Fact number 24. The remaining loyalists under the command of Captain Tarvitz and 2 loyalist members of the Sons of Horus, Garviel Loken and Tarek Torgadon, fought bravely against their own traitorous brethren. Their cause was ultimately doomed by their lack of air support and Titan firepower. Fact number 25. The remaining loyalists delayed Horus's plan for 3 full months while the Battle of Isvan III played out. Fact number 26. During the battle, 2 Sons of Horus captains, Ezekiel Abaddon and Horus Aximand, went to confront their former brothers, Loken and Torgadon. Horus Aximand beheaded Torgadon, but Abaddon failed to kill Loken when the building they were in collapsed. Fact number 27. After continual assault, the Loyalists retreated to their last bastion of defense, only a few hundred of their numbers remaining. Loken survived and witnessed the final orbital bombardment of Isvan III that ended the Loyalists' desperate defense. Fact number 28. Back on the Einstein, the remaining Loyalists that escaped from Isvan III were assaulted by undead minions, including the first known Plague Marine of Nurgle, while it was within the Immaterium. This assault by warp entities forced the ship to make an emergency crash from the warp. The repeated traumas left all the frigate's astropaths dead, and its lone navigator was mortally wounded. Fact number 29. One of the undead minions of Nurgle that was unleashed on the Einstein was carrying virulent illness known as Nurgle's rot. It was unknown who was infested by the illness. Fact number 30. Captain Garro managed to attract the attention of passing Loyalist starships by setting the vessel's warp drive to self-destruct and eject them from the starship. Fact number 31. Rogel Dorn, the Primarch of the Imperial Fist, had his navigators sense the detonation of the Einstein's warp drive. Charting an immediate course for the location of the detonation, Dorn met with Garo, who explained to him all that had happened with the traitor legions. Fact number 32. Rogel Dorn's Imperial Fist Legion's massive mobile fortress monastery is called Phalanx. Fact number 33. Dorn was reluctant to believe Garo's tale, but overwhelming proof from a Rembrandtser named Mersadi Olitan, who had escaped from Horus's flagship, convinced the Primarch. Dorn set a course to Terra. Fact number 34. The fate of the survivors of the Einstein is unknown. The last that is known is that the Death Guard Marine named Solon Decius succumbed to the illness known as Nurgle's Rot, received during the attack on the Einstein. Decius allowed himself to become possessed by a lesser demon of Nurgle, a plague bearer called the Lord of Flies, in order to escape the pain. Garo and the remaining survivors faced off against the Lord of Flies. Fact number 35. Garo and Captain Cruz were met by Malcador, the Emperor's right-hand man and leader of the Council of Terra. Malcador ordered Garo to begin to comb the galaxy for 7 other Astartes from both the traitor and the Loyalist Legion, who with him would become the founding members of the Imperial Inquisition and the militant arm of its demon-hunting Ordo Malus, the Grey Knights. For more information on the Grey Knights, check out our 40 facts on the Grey Knights. Fact number 36. 3 of the most loyal legions who Horus did not believe he could sway to the side of chaos, the Dark Angels, the Blood Angels, and the Ultramarines, and their Primarchs, were sent on missions by the War Master far from Terra and the Isvan system. At this point, they knew nothing of Horus's betrayal. The Blood Angels were sent to the demon-infested Cygnus cluster, and the Ultramarines to the world of Calth, where a large Word-Bearers force under First Captain Corferon had amassed to hold Robert Gilliman's equally massive legion in place while Horus made his play for Terra. Fact number 37. The Imperial Fist and the White Scars were too close to Terra to be contacted by Horus without raising suspicions, though Horus believed, mistakenly, that the White Scars Primarch, Jakantai Khan, would ultimately take his side. Fact number 38. Fulgrim attempted to sway his friend Ferrus Manus of the Iron Hands Legion to Horus's cause by using many of the same perks that had been offered to the Adeptus Mechanicus, with whom the Iron Hands were closely allied in both temperament and philosophy. This attempt failed and Fulgrim barely escaped with his life. Fact number 39. Magnus fell to temptation as he watched Titska, the capital city of Prospero and its famed libraries of ancient knowledge, burned. He called out to the chaos god Tzeentch to save both himself and the remains of his legion from the brutal assault of Lemanrus and the Space Wolves. The destruction was known as the Scouring of Prospero. Fact number 40. Magnus and the Thousand Suns were transported through the warp to the demon world, later known as the Planet of the Sorcerers. Magnus became a demon prince of Tzeentch and now desired only vengeance against the Emperor for what he saw as betrayal. And those were 40 facts about the Horus Heresy. Now this was part 2. We haven't even gotten to the drop site massacre and of course the assault on Terra. So there is going to be a part 3, part 4, maybe even a part 5 on the Horus Heresy. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to be one of the first people to see it. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, thank you so much for liking, commenting, and sharing this with your friends. Be sure to check out our playlist where you can see all these videos one after the other and you don't have to click through them. Thank you so much for watching. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate signing out.